Griffin's 30 years old.
Griffin is a launching pad for new talent.
Place of good beginnings.
Griffin to me is a family.
Lean, hungry, and at its best, very mean.
It's a place where I go to be fine-tuned.
Griffin is Australia's new writing theatre.
If Griffin were a character, I think I'd have to base it on the beginnings of Griffin, when I remember the stables and everything, which was the toilet facilities were hardly there.
There was a column in the middle of the stage back then.
There was cheap red wine, arguments that were happening about art.
Many years of Australian plays were written featuring a column in the middle of the stage.
And so, really, when I think of Griffin, it's sort of like a Falstaff figure.
This is a very famous company in a very famous street and a famous building.
Griffin provides for the playwrights that are producers a real sense of a home, and that's quite a hard thing to find as a playwright.
It is a family theatre, really, is because you depend upon one another, because you're not going to financially earn a lot of money.
While, of course, box office is crucial, we're able to experiment more and take greater risks.
Here you have to improvise, and to improvise sometimes brings out the best in you.
There's always a feeling that something new is going to happen when you come into the Griffin Theatre.
Griffin has been the birthplace of so many plays over the years.
We did 3 plays of Hilary Bell's. We did
Plays like The Heartbreak Kid, Wolf Lullaby, Kafka Dances, Holding the Man.
The wonderful thing about Holding a Man was that in the book, which is based upon, the boys go to Griffin. They watch shows in Griffin, so it had a lovely sense of coming home, that story.
The book was adapted by Tommy Murphy, who was part of our playwrights residency here. So he was one of the new writers that we introduced to the company.
Not many companies take the risk on new writers.
Because it is Australia's new writing theatre, it's well aware that it has to nurture playwrights and provide opportunities to playwrights. Otherwise, it's not going to be able to program its theatre.
You know, a lot of theatre is group device theatre, or it's a director as auteur imposing their vision, and it's just, that is not the bias of Griffin.
Here you can play fast and loose, and you can write plays that are immediate, that you've actually written them, and a week later they go into rehearsal.
It is about putting the writer at centre stage and trying to embrace and fulfil their vision.
This is theatre in close-up.
The diamond-shaped stage focuses 2 banks of audience in on the stage.
Once you're up there, you're kind of locked in.
You can smell the sweat, you can hear the outtakes of breath.
It becomes more than just a piece of theatre. It becomes a truly shared experience between the audience and the performers.
It's a place I go to find out more about the energy of the young performers and the young artists in this country.
I think that Australian playwriting is in pretty safe hands because of companies like Griffin.
It's crucial for Griffin to continue.
Griffin's trying to basically say that theatre is essential to our culture.
There are no theatres in Sydney that serve the purpose that Griffin serves.
You know, this place has existed on sweat and tears for a lot of the 30 years. But I think now, as the company enters adulthood, you can now start to dream of an adult future.
Over the last 3 decades, Australia's new writing theatre has played a critical part of our contemporary culture. Griffin's commitment to our playwrights and the stories they have to tell is something to treasure. This is the place where Australian greats have cut their teeth. This is where Australian stories begin. Now's the time to reflect and a chance to look forward, to appreciate what Griffin has already achieved and make plans for the future. Because while Griffin is hitting its prime, the time at the stables is showing the effects of its hard-living past. The time has come for a much-needed makeover. To be part of the next chapter, we need your support. Griffin's come a long way over the last 3 decades. But with your help, this is just the beginning.